I went out shopping today.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Nice? What do you mean, nice?
Oh, just meant walking through the fields and that.
It took me over half an hour just to get to the shops. And then half an hour to come back, carrying 2 heavy bags, pulling my arms out. And then it started to pour down with rain. I was soaked to the skin by the time I got home. Is that what you call nice?
Well, it won't rain every day.
And then I had to balance on those stupid planks that the builders have put across. And I slipped. I went right up to my ankles in mud.
Well, it shows you what it would have been like if they hadn't put them planks there.
And in the shops it was awful. They didn't want to know me down there. They didn't want my business. There was a woman in front of me, all dressed up she was, carrying one of them baskets on her arm. Looked right down her nose at my carrier bag, she did. Moved away from me as if I was contagious, she did.
You're imagining it.
No, I'm not. And this woman in front of me, she asked for some apples. Lovely red, juicy apples they were. And then when I asked for some apples, they gave me some horrible bruised green ones. Oh, but I stuck up for my rights, though. I said, my money's as good as her money. I am not going to be served with an inferior product. Should have seen the looks they gave me.
Yeah, you're exaggerating. It's just they don't know you yet. See, you're new to it, that's all it is. Well, oh, there it is.
You just have a look at that, then.
What is it?
It's the local paper, isn't it?
No, I mean...
It's a letter in the local paper. Right. And he isn't the only one, either.
All right, I'll read it. Hang on. Right. Sir, isn't it about time we woke up and tried to stop ourselves from being trampled to death? Ooh. The raw red tentacles of that housing octopus, the London County Council estate, is pushing its way through green meadows, devouring everything in its path. Property values in the district have already gone down. Residents are being forced to move, but nobody wants an house in the district now. With all select slum dwellers living on their doorstep. Slum dwellers? Who do they think they are?
So now do you believe me?
Oh, I mean, we weren't slum dwellers out of choice, they got to be.
Oh, George, I've had enough. I want to go back where we was before.
No, just hold on.
It's all right for you. You're not stuck inside all day with nobody to talk to. And then when you do go out, nobody wants to know you. Well, you don't have to walk 2 miles in the pouring rain just to get to a shop.
No, I have to go a lot further than 2 miles to work on my bike. That's no fun in the cold and the rain. You should just see us cyclists when a lorry comes by, all crowded behind it, trying to get a bit of protection from the wind. You don't hear me complaining? Ever thought how long it takes me to get to work and back?
It only takes you as long as it does, because you stop off to visit all your relatives on the way.
All right, but I have to break the journey. It's a long journey. Anyway, it's a good thing to keep in touch.
And then when you do get home, you're too tired for anything. All you ever do is sleep.
Oh, try to sleep. I don't get much proper sleep these days with them bloody cockles next door.
You never do anything to help me get the house straight. You never help me in the garden.
Oh, now, look. Look, woman. First of all, you're moaning because you don't want to live here. Now you're moaning because I'm not out there doing the garden. Here, something else in the local paper. Yes, there is. That's it. They reckon there's a new disease on that estate. It's called nerves. Yeah, reckon that's what she's got.
It's costing us a fortune in fares. When you go to London every day to go to work, then you come home again for your tea. And then you go up again to the pub, and then you come home again to sleep.
You want me to sleep somewhere else?
Just let me catch you, that's all. And then on Saturdays you go up again for the football.
Well, that's my interest in life, is football.
I thought once we got the fouls, it'll give you an interest down here.
Ours is hardly the same as football, though. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is I went down to docks today and there was no work, so I come home early.
Oh, no work again?
Yeah.
That's another short week.
It ain't my fault if there's no work, is it? But the point is, when I come home, right, where was you?
I was here when you came home.
No, you was here when I come home the second time, but not the first time.
Well, I've been out shopping, hadn't I? Bought some food.
The point is, where had you been shopping?
Oh, right, so I went to London. Yeah. I went shopping with my sister. I wanted to see my mother. I miss not seeing her every day.
You're as bad as I am. Come here.
Oh. I suppose anybody that moves, they don't really like moving.
I mean, when you've lived in a place all your life, you leave your roots behind. It's a wrench.
It is a wrench. It's a terrible wrench, all right.
It's not what I expected being out here. Didn't expect all this loneliness. Anyway, where did you get to while I was out, eh?
I went down a local, didn't I? Thought I'd give it a try. Went off for a walk. By the time I got there, right, well, the atmosphere in this pub, they just looked at me like I was some sort of diseased or something. It was a very nice sort of pub as a building, right, but I can't imagine I'd ever feel at home in there. Then again. Life is not a highway strewn with flowers.
Still it holds a goodly share of bliss.
When the sun gives way to April showers, here's a point that you should never miss. Though April showers may come your way, they bring the flowers that bloom in May. So if it's raining, have no regrets, because it isn't raining rain, you know, it's raining violets. And where you see clouds upon the hills, you soon will see crowds of daffodils. So keep on looking for a bluebird and listening for his song whenever April showers come along. I have learned to smile when skies are gloomy, smile although my heart's about to break. When I know the trouble's coming to me, here's a happy attitude I take. Though April showers may come your way, they bring the flowers that bloom in May. So if it's raining, have no regrets, because it isn't raining rain, you know, it's raining violets. And where you see clouds upon the hills, you soon will see crowds of daffodils. So keep on looking for a bluebird and listening for his song whenever April showers come
Rent!
Oh my God, it's the rent man! Keep quiet! Take it away!
It's no use, Mrs. Wilmot. I know you're in there. I'm off, right?
Me too.
I'm going shopping, cockles up in the sheds. Rent!
Mr. Phillips, oh, I'm sorry, I was just upstairs.
Well, that's all right then. I presume that means you've got the rent this week.
Oh, well, Mr. Phillips, it's like this, you see. I mean, my husband, he wasn't taken on again this week. But it's not his fault. I mean, he goes into London every day and, well, it's a long way from here, and they just don't leave the rent, so he has to come home again. And
Well, I'm afraid in that case, Mrs. Wilmot, I shall have to give you 2 weeks' notice to quit.
oh, come on. We're only 3 weeks behind if you don't count this week.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Wilmot, but rules are rules and they must be stuck to. You'll have a fortnight either to find the money or be put out.
Put out?
The council workman will be instructed to put your furniture onto the street and to secure the premises.
You can't do that. The doctor gave us a note.
Oh, and incidentally, we have been informed you've been keeping cockerels in your garden.
Cockerels? Who says we've got cockerels?
I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to disclose the names of the informants. There have been several complaints. Now, we know you've got them. How many have you got?
How many what?
Cockerels.
We've only got 2. 2's nothing.
You are allowed a maximum of up to 6 hens, but you're not allowed cockerels at all. They make a noise. They disturb the other residents.
Yeah, but that's only first thing in the morning. I mean, they're quiet most of the time. I mean, they get on my nerves, but I can't go out there and clunk them up, can I?
You'll have to get rid of them.
But we are going to get rid of them when the time comes. I mean, we're not keeping them as pets, are we? Mr. Phillips. We'll get rid of them for Christmas.
You'll get rid of them within the fortnight. Otherwise, if we don't have to put you out for non-payment of rent, we shall have to put you out for disregard of the rules. Good morning, Mrs. Wilmot.
Well, whoever told you to mind their own business and look after their own affairs? That's what they're like on this estate. They shop you if they can. And I've an idea who it was.
I wonder if I dare say anything about those cockerels. Well, it's just not fair waking people up first thing in the morning, especially when they've been on the late shift. I'm sure it's not allowed. Now, where is it? The tenant shall not sublet the premises, not use as a shop, expose materials for sale, drive nails into the walls. Drive nails into the walls. That picture George put up. Oh no! No!
Rent!
Oh.
Rent!
Coming, Mr. Phillips.
Good morning, Mrs. Denning. Just came for rent.
It's on the table.
Oh, good, fine, thank you, yes. Nice to do business with people who pay promptly. I'll just bring in your... There we are. Is everything all right?
Yes, fine.
Good, well, I'll say good morning then.
Good morning.
I'll see myself out.
Yes, do.
Morning.
Oh, Lord, I hope he didn't see it.
Oh, incidentally, Mrs. Denning, I don't like to say anything to an otherwise excellent tenant, but there is just one thing.
Oh, Lord, you've noticed, have you?
Well, I could hardly help but notice, Mrs. Denning. I do understand that it's early days yet, but, oh, if you could just make a start on tidying your front garden.
The front garden?
Yes.
Oh, yes, of course. I'll tell my husband. He's been meaning to do it, but he's been very busy.
Yes, well, you tell him then.
I will.
Good morning, Mrs. Denning.
Good morning. Has to let apply within, and I go out, my name comes in. Has to let apply within, a woman puts out the drinking gin. Oh, mothers. Has to let apply within, a woman puts out for showing her thing. Betty, come inside at once.
What is it, Mum?
Come inside. Ow! I will not have you playing with those dreadful children next door. I don't want you making friends of them. They're common.
It's all right, Mum. They're going in a fortnight.
Going anywhere?
But no, they haven't got anywhere to go. The council are putting them out.
Putting them out.
Yeah, they can't afford to pay their rent, so the council's going to put all their furniture on the street.
I knew that's what they'd be like. They'd probably spend all their money on beer and gambling and fancy clothes.
No, but don't spend it on clothes, because Amy, she ain't got any shoes.
No shoes. Oh, poor little thing. Well, all the same, they shouldn't have come here if they couldn't afford to pay the rent. Well, our rent's a lot more than it was before, but we knew that when we came here. We took it into account. Well, we wanted to live here, so we were prepared to make sacrifices. They should have done the same.
Well, they didn't want to come here.
What?
The doctor made them come because of Stanley. They said if they'd have stayed where he was going to die. And now they've got to go back, he probably will die.
Oh, no. Oh, that's terrible.
Their mum sits and cries a lot, just like you do. Why do mothers cry such a lot?
Hello, love.
Hello, Dad!
Hello, Betsy.
I like it here. I'm glad we came here. I don't want to go back to London.
No, neither do I, love.
Can I go out now, Mum? Yeah, go on.
Well, what have you been saying to her?
Nothing. But the man's just been for the rent, and he says that we're not allowed to drive nails into the walls, and he didn't see that because I stood in front of it. And also he says that you've got to make a start tidying the front garden or else.
Oh, come on, don't start that again.
Oh, George, they're so strict.
Come on, love. Look, I suppose I'm just not much for gardening. I mean, by the time I've done a day's work, it's not bad I was had enough without starting digging. Now, it's a different sort of garden I have. A most of my life I've been feeble and weak. I've had every complaint that is known. In fact, at one time it was quite a near squeak. The doctors all said I lacked tone. So I took up gardening with ardour and zeal. I work at it from morning till night. The names of the flowers remind me so much of the illnesses I had to fight. I wish you could see my garden just now. The malaria's out in full bloom. The double pneumonia's a perfect treat, and the dear little dropsies are simply sweet. I sowed some chilblains out in a bed, surrounded by anthrax so rare. With trailing phlebitis all over the arch, their beauty makes everyone stare. You'd like to know now some things I have done to make my little garden unique. Well, like pots of convulsions all dotted about, the pernicious anemia did not come out. So I thought it would be nice to have a large bed of standard lumbago in rows. But the wind came along and it blew them all down. One gets used to these terrible blows. Now, has it ever occurred to anyone here to cross a carbuncle with mums? I'm sure you would get the most wonderful growth of flame-coloured blossom in clumps. My wife urges me to grow household supplies such as bunions, colic and croup. But that sort of thing doesn't interest me much, so I just grow some spasms for soup. Oh, I wish you could see my garden just now. The malaria's out in full bloom. The double pneumonia's a perfect treat. The dear little dropsies are simply sweet. I sowed some chilblains out in a bed, surrounded by anthrax so rare. With trailing phlebitis all over the arch, their beauty makes everyone stare. I thank you.
Mrs. Wilmot?
Yes?
I hope you won't take this the wrong way, but I've got a pair of shoes here that our Betty's grown out of. She can't get her feet in them anymore. They've hardly been worn. It seems a shame to throw them away. I don't know if they'd be any use for your Amy at all.
That's very kind of you, I'm sure. But I couldn't accept charity. Thank you very much all the same.
Oh, well, if you're going to be like... Oh, look. I've got some dresses and jumpers of our Betty's as well that she's grown out of. Why don't I put them all in a bag and you could, give me £1/4 for them or something?
I'm sure that's very well meant, Mrs. Denny, but I haven't got £1/4. Your husband's in a good job with a good wage. It's different for you.
He's in a good job and it's regular money, but I wouldn't say it was good money. We can't afford to go in for luxuries, you know. We have to be as careful as anybody.
Thought everyone was well off, boss.
Oh, no. No, we're not well off. I mean, we only just managed to survive. I mean, some people have afters after their dinner and all that, but we don't. No, there's a lot of things that we've had to cut down on. For a start, my husband, he used to like to go and have a drink every now and then. But he finds he can't afford to do that now. And there's many a time I could turn around to him and say, well, we need the rent money this week. Give it to him next week. But no. As far as I'm concerned, the rent has to come first. It has to. Well, even if it means us on jam and toast for a couple of days.
Well, the trouble with my Len is he has to pay his fares into London every day to go to the docks to look for work. Then if he don't get called, well, it's money down the drain. I mean, we ain't got an apron left in the house. Just wish I could earn something, but there's no jobs out here.
I was in a shop in the old village the other day and they was advertising for pea pickers, so much an hour.
Pea pickers? Never done that before. Still, I suppose there's always a first time, isn't there, eh? Here, I could take my boy down on the bus and we could go pea picking. Yeah, that saves getting into debt, that does, for me. Pea picking, eh?
Hello, love, I'm going to get started on the garden. Yeah. Oh, look at it. Oh. Right. You having trouble, mate? Yeah. I've got a bad arm, see. I was wounded in the war. It's gone all clay, I just can't get through it. Now look, how come your garden is all clay when mine is?
I was clay, but I shifted it.
How come? I should have thought if it was clay on the top, it'd clay all the way down.
Nah, it's when I was digging the foundations of these houses. They never took the clay away, just dumped it all on the garden. So you dig down about a foot, got soil underneath there, mate.
Oh. Right. Right.
Yeah, I'll give you an hand, eh? I've got nothing else to do, have I? Go on, eh?
You sure? Thanks very much. Here, listen, I'll tell you what. Now, look, you dig all this clay off for me and I'll slip you a few bob. No, forget it. I've done some overtime this week and I ain't told the missus about it and you just wouldn't have to say anything, mind.
Yeah, all right, yeah, thanks, mate. I won't say no because we're a bit pressed for money right now. We're not taking on so many of the docks ladies, see? I wish there was a bit more work somewhere near home.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'll tell you what. But there'd be a lot of people like me willing to spare a few bob to get their garden made tidy. There's a lot of effort getting the garden ship-shape. Yeah, and there's some new houses going up that direction. You know, I cycle by them on my way to work. Private houses, teachers and that, you know. They won't want to go soiling their hands and getting blisters.
Oh, I wouldn't mind a spot of gardening. Yeah, I've always fancied that sort of thing.
Well,
oh, it's right.
It's worth a try, yeah.
Hooray, Mrs. Denny, have you got a minute?
Oh, morning, Mrs. Wilmot.
I had to go out bee picking.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, managed to pick a couple of bags. I did. They didn't want any more than that. Managed to earn 5 shillings, yeah. And Len's earned a bit digging people's gardens, so looks like we'll be able to pay the rent after all. So well, we're staying.
That's good news then. I'm pleased for you.
Have you still got those shoes and things?
Oh yes, of course I will.
Well, I can't actually pay for them in money, but if you would accept this. It's one of the cockerels. I've got Len to kill them both. Might as well have them now, ain't no point in waiting till Christmas. Yeah, we've got something to celebrate now we're staying.
Though April showers may come your way, they bring the flowers that bloom in May. So if it's raining, have no regrets, because it isn't raining rain, you know. It's raining violets, and when you see clouds upon the hills, you soon will see crowds of daffodils. So keep on looking for a bluebird and listening for his song. Whenever April showers come along.
Got a lot of work as a gardener. See, I was healthy, see, and I could dig. My old man would give me a fork and a spade, and I got a rake to get your own rake second hand, an old wooden wheelbarrow. And what I'd do, right, is I'd look down a garden and they'd ask me for an estimate. Now, I had to stick to that estimate and get the job done on time. And then when I finished the job, got my money, they'd probably say, oh, my neighbour down the road, they'd like theirs done. So I learned as I went along, I got a book, and I studied it, and I ended up as a landscape gardener. It's all about that and all. I feel like a fighting man, I'm fit and fat and fine, since I've lived in a little garden suburb up the line. Though to call it a suburb is the fashionable way, I call it a suburb, because it's easier to say. If town life's too fast for you and country life's too slow, yeah, I've got better bungalow in our little garden. Far away from the noise and hubbub. When you're tired of the pub-up, tired of the club-up, get a little house in a garden suburb. There you can grow stewed rhubarb. Oh, in an old grey tub-up. So leave all the hubbub and the pub-up and the club-up. Grow your own gub-up in a suburb. Oh, in our little garden suburb. Far away from the noise and the hubbub. When you're tired of the club-up and tired of the pub-up, get a little house in a garden suburb. There you can grow stewed rhubarb. In other words, oh, in an old grey tub-up. Yeah, so leave all the hubbub and the pub-up and the club-up and grow your own club-up in a suburb.
I was pleased they stayed, because you could actually see their Stanley getting better. He stopped looking like he was going to die and started to look like any other child. Well, every house had its supply of children, and they all had a wonderful childhood, coming to a new estate with the countryside on their doorsteps. We had the most wonderful sons, They disappear off down the field. You wouldn't see them for hours.
Mum, can I some potatoes?
Potatoes?
Because we're going to light a fire and we're going to cook them.
I don't know about this. Oh, go on then. How many do you want?
2, 3 for me.
Here, Stanley. You're going fishing down the stream. We're going to catch tiddlers and, no, I'll fish on tiddlers, tadpoles, newts and...
Here, I've got the potatoes. Here, we're going to light a fire and we're going to cook them. You coming with us, Stanley? I've got enough for you.
Yeah, come on in. It was all countryside round there, and there was all fields, see, and there were cows and horses grazing, and we used to play in all these fields.
Yeah, and down the bottom there was this stream. It wasn't deep enough for us to paddle in, to swim in, but we paddled in it, of course.
Yeah, and we used to dam it up with mud and bricks and that, and we never had our socks and shoes on.
Come on, then, no, we were tomboys, and we used to play with the lads.
Yeah, anything they did, we could do.
And when they cut the hay, we had a brilliant time throwing it all around. I don't know what the farmer used to think when he got there the next day.
But before they cut the hay, there'd be the clover. There'd be poppies. There'd be buttercups.
Yeah, and then there was daisies, and there was blue scabious, and then there was the vetch.
There was cow parsley and the hawthorn blossom. It gave that lovely smell.
We bought some home once for my mum, but she said, don't bring that in here, that's bad luck.
Silly.
In September, when the leaves come down, we used to run through them up to our ankles.
We found an old orchard, and there must have been a house there one time, because we found the remains of a doorstep and there was some walls.
Oh, yeah, and an old coin. I think it was Roman.
We used to climb up the trees and get the apples. And we'd sit out there for hours munching apples.
Yeah, and some of the trees, they had nicknames. There was this one, we called it the elephant. See, because it had a branch and it hung down. It looked very much like the trunk of an elephant. We used to swing on it.
It was heavenly place. It was paradise for us kids.
Hey, we got blown now.
Bye-bye. Tell us, Danny. Bye-bye.
After a bit, there was a school built on the estate. They said it was the most modernist building in London. I didn't like school before, but I liked this one because it was big and bright and it was airy and it was wonderful.
Big playground for us to play in and some gardens.
And my mum, she was a lot happier once there were shops on the
We've
estate.
got a bus stop down the end of our road. Me and Mum used to go and visit Gran every weekend.
Yeah, and our mums, they stopped crying and they made friends with each other.
I mean, I'll put the deck chair up for you, eh?
It's really nice to be out in the fresh air like this. Everyone says the air's like wine.
Yeah, do you know, when I come out of London in the winter, I look up, there's no stars. Yet out here at night, you look up, the sky's full of them. Shows what a difference there is in the air.
I always used to wish we could have gone to holiday, but I don't want one now we got the garden. I'm quite happy sitting here in the deck chair.
Yeah, well, it's a good job you don't want a holiday, because we certainly can't afford one. Not now you've got to book that new table and chairs.
And the sideboard, don't forget the sideboard.
Oh, yeah, real posh we are now, with a sideboard. Yeah. I don't know what you're going to get up to next.
I've got bone a bit with you.
Who, me?
Ah, the missus.
Me? Why? What have I done?
Gone shopping with the wife, buying things on the Never Never.
Well, don't you like your three-piece suite then? I was telling George about it. It's brown Rexine with velour cushions. It's ever so comfortable.
Yeah, he'd rather have an orange box and sit on it, he would. I mean, he'll spend any amount of money in the garden, but he won't spend any on the home.
Yeah, how are we going to pay for it? That's what I want to know. Where's the money coming from,
Well,
eh?
if you're too mean to share your winnings, it's going to have to come out the house keeping so much a week. But you'll be yelling at and screaming about your delight because it ain't going back.
And that's told you, mate. Nah, look, you just have to make the best of it. When these women get together,
I had plans for that money.
Yeah, I know, a new wheelbarrow and a new spade. It's about time to spend it on a bit of comfort.
Oh, yes.
So what is all this money, you know?
It's not been announced yet, but Len's won first prize in a gardening competition.
Oh, Len, that's marvellous.
Congratulations, mate. Yeah, have we got something to celebrate with?
Oh, there's a drop of sherry left from last Christmas.
Go on, mate.
Yeah, I've done very well this year, front and back. Yeah, flowers in the front, his veg in the back.
Yeah, oh, I didn't know you got in for it.
They don't exactly go in for it. They come round, don't they? The council, they come round, they narrow it down to the last half dozen or so, and then they come round a second time.
And he won first prize, he did. £10. And then he said we can't afford the frame plates.
Hang on. Then, what have you got in this year?
Oh, potatoes, leeks, beans, peas, celery, cabbages, lettuce, radishes. You know, just the usual one. And some outdoor tomatoes.
It beats me how you do it. You know, I'll never be much of a gardener. I just concentrate on keeping the lawn tidy, somewhere to sit, you know.
Well, Mrs. does very well in the front garden.
It's just a couple of packets from Woolworths. I like to see a few flowers.
Well, let's come down the gardening club with me sometime.
A women's gardening club.
Yeah, have a glass of sherry.
Len,
This is a treat. Can't remember the last time we had a drink. Sherry and all. Don't you think we've developed into a better class of people?
Yeah. We're buying stuff in bulk now, fertiliser, things like that, and plants, so you can get it cheaper. Yeah. We take cuttings, we exchange a bit of this for a bit of that. It's all done on a cooperative sort of basis. Yeah.
Well, I must say, it's really lovely walking down the road these days because all the gardens look so nice. It's a real picture.
well, here's to you, Len.
To Len.
To Len. Cheers,
Len.
mate. Oh, that's time. Yeah, mind you, Len, he'd never got started on his gardening art if he hadn't been for me. Now, I reckon I'm no part of that prize money.
Oh, I'll get you a pint when I get a new pub open.
Cheers.
Are you happy you came here now, Vi?
Oh yeah, we wouldn't go back to where we was before, but not since we got used to it here, we wouldn't.
Of course not. It's lovely. What chance would we have had otherwise to have a home of our own? What chance would an ordinary working class chap have, apart from a council house, to live in his own home and bring up a family?
I enjoy every minute of living here, really.